Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Dusty Baker with your weekend sports report. We got a lot to cover here. There has been a lot going on. Even though the summer is kind of wafting away, there's still a lot of action going on in and around Louisville as well. We're going to get right into the action. It starts with the U of L football program. Jeff Brohm meeting with the media earlier this week talking about fall camp, which is roughly 3 weeks away. And he had a lot to say about what exactly he's expecting from this squad in year one under his system.
I think every year it probably will adjust more and more, and you've got to be able to adapt.
While Jeff Brohm is adapting to calling the shots at the U of L, he is also adapting to the college football landscape.
The age of college football right now is being able to use the rules that have been set to help improve your football team.
Brohm taking advantage of those rules, allowing players to jump to and from schools through the transfer portal, including his former player from Purdue, starting quarterback Jack Plummer, who is transferring from Cal.
He wants to be the guy to help this football team win, and he understands that a lot of things fall on his shoulders.
Brohm says the Cards have already prepared for their upcoming opponents.
Through the spring, through the summer, and then even to fall camp, getting ready for certain opponents. Definitely your first 4 opponents. Then occasionally you may pick a rival, or you may pick a big game as well down the road that you prep for to a certain degree. Make sure you have a tentative game plan ready to go.
And with his team on the same wavelength as he is,
so we've got to put in a lot of work. We've got to continue to do that. We've got to push ourselves to get better every day.
They intend to transition from fall camp to a win in their opener.
You go on the road game 1 in an environment against a team that played really well last year at the end of the year. So we'll have our hands full. And if you don't come ready to play each and every week, you're going to get beat.
Of course, the U of L opening their season on September the 1st. That will be against Georgia Tech in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. That is the home of the Atlanta Falcons. Should be exciting. Less than 50 days away until kickoff. Now, transitioning from the gridiron to the golf course. How about the Women's Fall Cities Golf Association? They've been celebrating their 100th year anniversary, so nothing better than doing such. How about a championship round that was as nail-biting of a situation as you'll ever see? I got to give a shout out, first of all, to Superintendent Chris Knockwafel, and he was allowing the opportunity at Audubon Golf Course, at Audubon Country Club, to be able for all of us to see Carrie and Janet going head-to-head in what can only be described as an emotional championship round.
To be in the company of these ladies is just a dream come true.
It was a key championship match set at the course of Audubon Country Club.
It's been a great few days. The weather's turned out well. We've been lucky to have everyone that we've have out here. Again, it's been a great event. I'm thrilled for everybody.
The championship match setting the tone for the Women's Fall Cities Golf Association, celebrating their existence dating back to 1923.
And just speechless to be in the company of all these women.
It's an organization with 139 women amateur golfers involved, many of whom play golf in college. In the group including 2001 champion Janet Walker, taking on Carrie Ripperger for a chance to claim the 2023 title.
Carrie is a very good player. I've played with her before, and it was an incredible match.
Walker opened with a 3-shot lead by the 7th hole, but Ripperger returning the favor, taking a 1-shot lead at hole 12. But in the end, the two had to settle for overtime after posting identical scores through 18 holes.
I kept telling myself that I would not back down in this round and that I was going to find a way to get it done.
In the 2nd hole of overtime, Ripperger finished the round with an incredible putt to secure the victory.
And to go 2 extra holes, I mean, and for her to sink that type of a putt, I mean, that's awesome. That's what it's about.
I just am speechless and still in disbelief.
Ripperger's father, Bill, got her into golf.
My father passed away in October. He taught me how to play golf.
And says he was with her through the final hole.
I stood over the putt and I said, Dad, can we make this? Can you help me make this?
Netting her the first title of her career.
It was everything that I wanted this tournament to be.
Absolutely incredible story right there. Congratulations to Carrie Ripperger, also Janet Walker. I mean, very successful career, as I had mentioned. 2001 is the last time she won this thing. She came this close to winning it once again. Expect these two back in action in the near future, competing once again, just as they did this past week. Also, shout out to Marilyn Velde for setting all of this up for us and making us feel at home at Audubon Country Club. It was a really wonderful day, spectacular event, and highly recommend anybody to go out there and check out the golf course. And of course, being able to watch these women compete, I mean, they are the real deal. It's the Women's Falls City Golf Association celebrating their 100th year anniversary. We're going to transition to the U of L women's basketball team. The Cardinals, they've gone Canadian this week, to say the least, entering Saturday featuring an even 1-1 record overall in round robin play, and heading into their final match in Toronto before medal play on Sunday. Ultimately, they dominated today. They dominated Team Africa 72-39. Now, Henny Van Schaik led the Cards with 15 points. Kiki Jefferson had 14 points as well. That was a team high 6 assists and 3 rebounds she posted on top of that. And then just the Cardinals as a whole, they will sit and wait for their medal match. If Canada and the U of L, if Canada wins, the U of L will face them in the tie. Actually, the gold medal match is what we have right here. So the gold medal match, if U of L finds Canada winning this evening, and Canada plays Puerto Rico. So if Puerto Rico wins, there will be this crazy tiebreaker. That's what's so confusing about this, because then you have Canada, Puerto Rico, and the U of L all 2-1. Remember, U of L is representing Team USA. Regardless of the actual medals, we talked to Jeff Walz, the head coach, about the opportunity to be competing in the Global Jam and just what this means for the U of L, especially for his team that, quite frankly, is just getting to know each other. He has 6 transfers. It's a very different unit with Haley Van Lith gone now. And so this is what he had to say about the fact that his team is going to be learning more down the road, but this is kind of an opportunity for them to learn initially.
It's just a different ball game internationally, the way they officiate and the way they call compared to back home. I think it's great for our kids, because you have to be tough. If you're not tough, you cannot make it.
Meanwhile, the University of Kentucky, also in the Global Jam out in Toronto. What a day they had, by the way. And it was on Friday, probably the greatest day in the lives of many of these players, because they got to spend their day at Drizzy's house. That's right. They practiced at Drake's home in Toronto. Needless to say, you're going to play pretty dang well coming away after playing at Drake's home. And yes, he has a gym, an incredible facility at his home. It was quite remarkable. Go to Twitter, check it out. Kentucky spending the day on Friday there. So naturally on Saturday, trying to get the win, they would have to face Team Africa. And also coming off 2 consecutive wins. And after practicing at Drake's, well, they took it to Team Africa, because Kentucky making a statement, winning 104-92. Antonio Reeves, again, he led the Cats with 27 points. He's going to be a special talent moving forward. On top of that, Reed Shepard and DJ Wagner, they each had 18 points. So Kentucky 3-0. It's a little bit simpler here. They are in the gold medal match on Sunday. They just simply awaited their opponent at this point. That game, though, will tip off at 8:00 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. Here's Coach Calipari talking about his team and really what he sees in them at this moment.
You got a brand new team, and you're trying to say, well, you only are doing 2 or 3 things. That's all we could do. We can't even get it in on the side out. I tried to tell them to go to a line. We haven't done it yet. Just go on a line. Get it in. I mean, but they competed, and that's all you want to see. Do they have fight in them? Do they play to win?
Needless to say, they are, in fact, playing to win. Over to the pitch we go, and Savannah DeMello is just a very special talent. Louisville, of course, overall will have a significant impact on these World Cup matches that are coming up this very next week. 6 players out of Racing Louisville will be competing in the Cup, representing 6 different countries. It's Yushena Kanu for Nigeria, Wang Shuang for China, Ari Borges for Brazil, Tembia Kotliga for South Africa, Kai Katlana, I should pronounce that. Katlana for South Africa, and Alex Chidiac for Australia. Of course, Savannah DeMello, Team USA. That combo is going to be incredibly special. And so we talked to Savannah DeMello about what this opportunity means to her to be able to represent her team, her city, and Team USA.
Anytime you get to represent your country, it's such an honor, and I think just being able to do it at the World Cup stage is something that you dream of since you're a little kid. So just a lot that goes into it, and I'm just trying to embrace it all and stick with me.
As for back here at home, Lou City, they will not be playing another USL match until next Wednesday. However, they'll still be in action at home this evening for an international friendly. This will be against a Mexican squad. While Lou City's season is halfway at this point in the USL Championship play, the team from Mexico, they're just in their preseason right now. That team is Mexico's Atlante FC, entering the match in the final stages of that 2023-2024 preseason. Kickoff for this match is set for 8:00 p.m. at Lynn Family Stadium. Now, we caught up with Lou City, and they weren't too thrilled with how their last game went against Pittsburgh.
Second half, we came out flat. They created some opportunities. All in all, honestly, not a good performance again from us, and we need to make sure we go back to the drawing board, dissect it, and look at making sure we certainly continue to try to work on and fix the attack.
We had chances to finish. It's not like they didn't keep us from putting ourselves in positions to score goals tonight. We were in position to score goals, and we either didn't finish the ball or got unlucky with some calls. But I think that even some of the scenarios, guys would say that we got to get shots off.
As I mentioned, 8:00 tonight is kickoff between Lou City and Mexico's Atlante FC. And so last but not least, we go to baseball, and those Louisville Bats, man, they are still looking good. How about Christian Encarnacion Strand? This kid is a special talent. He went 3 for 4 last night. Louisville Bats are back in action after the All-Star break and coming off a 14-8 win over Nashville. That was yesterday. Tonight, though, it's themed Christmas in July. So naturally, why don't the Bats just give us the greatest gift? And that's pitching, right? Well, Connor Phillips will be taking the hill. He has the most strikeouts at this point in minor league baseball. He is a very special talent. He'll be going up against Junk, literally the pitcher for the Brewers system, last name Junk. And so those two will go head to head. First pitch is just about to take place, literally within a minute here. And we will give you an update, a score update tonight at 11 as well. Meanwhile, the Reds and the Brewers also facing off this evening in Cincinnati, or at least we hope. There is a rain delay at the moment, but we talk about Louisville Bats. How about none other than Andrew Abbott, who has looked fantastic up until his most recent start, which unfortunately against the Brewers did not go according to plan. So he's trying to at least turn this thing around from his last start, put that in the rearview mirror. He has been phenomenal, though, outside of that one. Really no hiccups along the way here as a rookie. That's incredibly impressive. We saw him at AAA, and his only mistakes really leaving the ball up in the middle of the plate every now and then. And he does serve up a decent amount of home runs. So that's something to keep an eye on. But this particular Brewers squad does not hit a lot of home runs as well. So should be interesting to watch. If we get to it, it will be Andrew Abbott versus Freddie Peralta. They're in a rain delay. They were supposed to start literally right now, but we will keep you updated as things go along. And of course, make sure to tune in tonight at 11 o'clock. We will have our sports update for you. But that will do it for us here from the Wave News Desk. I'm Dusty Baker. We will have another sports update for you coming up later this week. Until then, though, please follow us at Wave News Sports on Twitter. You can also message us. Make sure to like our profile here and like Wave as well if you want to see more of these types of videos. Feel free to comment any questions you want for us to answer. Kendrick Haskins will be returning this next week, and we will have our little talk show that we have often. It's Dusty and Kendrick Talk Sports. Looking forward to doing that, and we will make sure we give you the sports news that you need, you deserve, and that's what we're here for. Until then, though, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 11. I'm Dusty Baker. Have a good evening.